So Donald Trump seems like preoccupied with going to heaven right now, which is bizarre. I want to listen to this medical professional talk about why he thinks that Trump is basically got one foot in the grave, one on a banana peel, if you will. Listen to what Trump says here.
Just want to end it. I want to end it. You know, we're not losing American lives. We're not losing American soldiers. We're losing Russian and Ukrainian, mostly soldiers. Some people, as missiles hit wrong spots or get lobbed into cities like Kiev and towns. But you know, if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's a pretty. I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole.
It's so fascinating to me that this dude recognizes like how unpopular he is in heaven.
But if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons. Well, I think I saved a lot of lives with India, Pakistan. They were going at it. The planes were being shot down. That was going to be maybe a nuclear war if I let that go. And I did that through trade.
Oh my God. Okay. So here's the thing. Donald Trump seems to think that he can weasel his way into a Nobel Peace Prize. And if he can weasel his way into that, then it's pretty much a guaranteed shot to heaven, right? It's like the dude thinks that he can cheat his way into heaven. He found a cheat code to get into heaven, and it is to cheat his way into the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, I've got this guy here, this medical professional, among other medical professionals, FYI, who seem to think that Trump is not doing well.
The president's congestive heart failure is getting worse. I'm a home health physical therapist with a doctorate in my field. I see congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis. The reason I know that he has congestive heart failure is because of the swelling in his feet and ankles. And the reason I know it's getting worse is because he's sitting behind the desk on camera now. He lashed out against MSNBC for giving him hash about his ankles. This is how we know that something is true, because it gets to Trump. Remember recently where he was talking about going to heaven for some fucking reason? He says, people said I'm not doing very well. I don't think he's talking about the media. I think he's talking about the doctors who are treating him. The only reason his health has been maintained.
That was a super weird thing for him to say, right? But I think he was saying I'm not doing very well on getting into heaven. That was my interpretation.
Because he said he's low on the totem pole.
Right, but still.
Is because he has the privilege of getting IV diuretics, spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex, something like that. That's why his hands have been bruised and covered with makeup. Badly, I might add. We know that it's getting worse because he knows he cannot hide the degree of swelling. That's why he's sitting behind the desk. Oh, he also has chronic kidney disease, which is also contributing to the swelling in the feet and ankles. I can't tell you how many times I have seen a patient in their home because they were hospitalized for AKI, or acute kidney injury. And the kidney injury was caused by nephrotoxic medications, namely diuretics, spironolactone, Bumex, Lasix. The president is definitely getting sicker. We know he's not going to change his diet because he's such a fucking idiot. I think he's going to be around for 6 to 8 months tops. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
That's funny.
I want to mention he is on his longest no golfing streak. I don't know if he went golfing today, but
yeah, I don't know if he went golfing. We can probably find that information out. But here's the thing. I said this during COVID when he got COVID. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want to see anyone dead. I don't wish death on anybody. But, and I said this after the Butler, Pennsylvania thing. Is that where he was? Where the
shooting was?
The assassination attempt or whatever. I don't want anyone dead. Okay, I don't. But I'll be damned if this guy is not pushing that principle to the limit. Now, I want to say up front, I do not think that, I'm not saying anybody should ever do anything, ever, no matter what. I'm not giving that impression at all whatsoever. I'm just saying that, I'm hoping that he eats that extra KFC is all. I never expected to hear myself even say such a thing, but the situation that we're in is absolutely wild. And for the record, I do think that it would change the situation materially in the United States. Like, for one thing, he hasn't declared any successor to the throne, if you will. Who would take over on his behalf? Who can command MAGA like he can? Nobody. J.D. Vance isn't going to come in and solve any of these, he's not going to take over. Don Jr. will probably try. I mean, there will certainly be like a ton of people who try to take over. who try to command MAGA the way that Trump does, but nobody's going to be able to do it because nobody is scandal proof the way that Donald Trump is. It's formed a literal cult behind him, a literal MAGA cult. I was reading this book recently called The Hitler Myth by Ian Kershaw, Hitler's biographer. It was written recently in the past like 10 years or something like that. And it was about the cult that formed around Hitler. Now, FYI, I made this website fairly recently, cultarchive.org, where you can go through historical cults and their answers to 50 questions. It'll determine if somebody is in a cult. You can take your own assessment on there and everything else. But MAGA is most definitely in a cult. And as I was reading this book, I came to find that the parallels between MAGA and the Hitler cult are like eerie. Growing up, I wondered how a group could possibly, like how anybody could allow this stuff to happen, could see this stuff unfolding in front of them and just allow this to take place. And now I know. Now I think we all know. Now we have all witnessed it unfold. Do you ever wonder how an entire population can allow this stuff to happen? Now we know. Again, I don't wish death on anybody, but I'm not going to cry when I read the dude's obituary. Tell me your thoughts.